You are live. You know, maybe one day I'm not that excited about that being on my screen. But right now, when I see those words come up, you are live, it feels good. I mean, listen, you want my honest opinion? I'd rather be on a fucking beach. I'd rather be chilling and shit. This is what I do to, distract me from the pain in life. This is my like fun time. I do news with Shoy. Why? Because it's hard out there. I gotta spell it out for you. Life's hard. Life's a bitch. Gotta fucking work all day. Oh, boo! You wanna cry? You wanna cry? You wanna be a little baby? You could do that. Maybe sometimes everyone needs that. They say sometimes you need a good cry, right? Oh man, I wish I could cry. It's hard. I could cry for like little dumb shit, like I'll watch something and I'll be like, oh man. Oh, it's easy to make me cry, you know. In on TV, if I watch the right thing, it's very easy to make me cry. Very, very easy. And then I'll cry. But sometimes like when some stuff happens, I'm like, hey, I really want to cry though. I like crying. Like imagine you cry or crying for someone that you love. I mean, that's why you would cry, right? But cries are different. Cries are different, right? I mean, a cry is a cry, but the reason why you could cry for someone in a congratulatory nature. You could cry for someone that is sick or hurting or dying. You could cry for someone fucking cheating on you. Someone cheats on you. Boo! They cheated on me. What you gonna do, motherfucker? You need to pack up your shit and you need to bounce. Okay, you cheat on me. You want to be a fucking cheater, bitch? That's how we're starting off with news with Shoy, the Shoy show today. It's March 4th. Why not? You want to be a little bitch? You want to cry? She cheated on me. Maybe you should have gave her better dick. Maybe you should have fucked her better. Maybe you should have been a better husband. Maybe she wouldn't have cheated on you. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Those are fighting words right there. Imagine you tell your friend. I don't even know if I'm live right now. Yeah, definitely I'm live. Imagine telling your friend, you'd be like, my wife cheated on me. And he probably and he's telling you that. That's the way he's telling you. you're like you're like you're like, yeah, man, yo, my wife cheated on me. And he's just like, well, maybe you should have gave her better dick. Imagine that's the consults that you get from your friend. Oh shit. Ay, ay, ay. That's hilarious. Is that a good friend or a bad friend? Listen. I want my friends to tell me the truth. No, I don't. Maybe I do. Only when it's convenient to me. Tell me what's convenient to me. Tell me what's gonna. But you got to tell people the truth. I mean, you can't hide anything in this world. It's all gonna be found out, figured out. You got to tell people the truth. I mean, it feels disgusting not to. Imagine we were a world with all liars. Now, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. We are a world with liars, for sure. But there is enough honesty that keeps us civil, tolerant, and living amongst each other. That's the only way that we could possibly coexist. And we have enough of that that I believe in the human species. Somebody give me the Nobel Peace Prize because I just said that, you know? He's nice, man. He's a nice, caring man. I am when I need to be. If the job interview I'm on says, oh, yeah, we care about the animals, I'm like, yeah, we care about the animals too. Hey, we go by gender pronouns here. I'm like, I go by pronouns too. Whatever it takes, I'm trying to get the job. I don't give a shit. Oh, over here, we really like knitting. We have like a knitting club. I was like, all right, well, invite me to it. Because I'm trying to keep this job. It's at any cost, okay? I'm not stupid. I still know how to get through life. It may be a bitch. I may not want to, but I still know how to get through life. So if my boss wants to talk to me about cars or whatever, I'm going to be like, haha, cool. Hey, yeah, awesome. Why? Because I want to keep my job, because I'm not stupid, because I need to keep my job. Duh. You know, here's the thing. Part of me wants to just say that because it's just stupid. But then part of me is also like, I got to spell this out for people because nothing is obvious, right? Whatever's in my head is not in yours. And if you make the assumption that things are obvious in this world, if you make the assumption that things are obvious in this world, then you are making the assumption that you know everything that the other person is thinking, which is downright disrespectful because who the fuck knows what you're thinking? But still, so you got to spell things out or say things thoroughly. You know, I once had a girlfriend and she ended up saying like, you don't know how to, you don't know how to communicate, motherfucker. And I was like, word, I know how to communicate. I'm communicating right now. She's like, nah, you don't know how to communicate. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You don't know that? She's like, no, you got to say these things. I was like, all right, I love you. Oh, shit, man. We're kicking off the Shoy Show right tonight. You know what I'm saying? Baby, I love you. Baby, me too. Something like that. Nah, I love you. I love you. You know, when you say I love you, you mean it. You know, I was always challenged. Like, you love me? Show me. I'm like, the fuck? I said I love you. What the fuck else you want me to do? What you want me to? Yeah, show me. You guys show me. Show me, show me, show me. How you want me to show you? You know how to show me. Yeah. Cause it ain't this dick. It's them dollar bills, bitch. Nah, it's not all about money. That's disgusting. I could never be in a relationship like that. It's so unorganic. I used to think about that a lot. Like when I got enough money in my life and I'm chilling, like I feel good, I'm good. You start thinking about shit like that. And then like you start like, you know, people have motives like that. But then again, man, you could read somebody's heart and mind easy, in my opinion. I mean, some people will hoodwink you, but I also think, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't speak about other people's relationships. But sometimes you see a relationship, like if you ever saw 90 Day Fiance, I used to watch that shit with my mom. It was a good time, you know? It was a good time. It was good times. I was here for a few weekends. I saw enough with her, you know, for a few months. And like we got to watch 90 Day Fiance together. It was a good time. It was a good, that was nice to watch with my mom, you know? And some of those relationships are real, man. The fuck? One of my friends, his mom was on that shit. Yo, those things are real, man. You know, like Jerry Springer. You watch Jerry Springer, and you're like, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Oh, so I was the pizza guy, and I'll be delivering pizzas. He's telling his best friend this, and I ended up delivering pizza to a hotel, and it was your girlfriend. And then like his friend walks in and is like, "What the fuck?" Like not even saying a word, just looking at him. And he's like, and so she wanted me to deliver the pizza, and then one thing led to another, and like I slept with your girlfriend. He's just like, what? Pushes him. What? Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's go. This is why I love the Shoy show. It's the greatest. Hold the fuck on. Shut the fuck up. Let me lower this music real quick. We're gonna watch this right now, okay? Because this is gonna be fucking hilarious. Something like that. Where we at here? Oh. Y'all better hear this.
You got me a job at pizza shop, right? Obviously, you got me a job at pizza shop, right? It's part of my duty to deliver pizzas that come up on that screen. Yeah. It just so happened one of my deliveries was to a hotel. And when I knocked on the door, your wife answered. She said she didn't have the money for the pizza at that point in time. So hear me out, okay? And also, being, how close we are, I was wondering, why is my buddy's girl at a hotel and he's at work? You didn't think about calling me or nothing? Protocol. I was on the job.
How many times have we called each other at work?
Oh shit. So then I slept with your girlfriend. You what? You what, motherfucker? What the fuck, bro? I thought we were friends. I guess we were friends. Not friends anymore. The fuck could you be someone's friend after? How the fuck? You know? I mean, when women say they want communication, they mean they want you to listen to them while they talk. Yeah. Actually, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I was about to be like, yeah, I know. No, I wasn't gonna do that. But yeah, I appreciate that. They want you to listen. Okay. See, the thing is, I ended up the way I communicate is, well, I think she wanted more communication. She wanted me to communicate. But you're saying that means to listen. Interesting. Interesting. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I got two sisters, but you don't talk about shit like that. Hey, so this girl I'm talking to, I really want to talk to her. What, am I gonna go to my sister's, run to my sister? Yeah, so there's this girl that I'm feeling, and like and I just want her to like me back, and like my sister's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Stop being a little bitch. We got to get to the news. No, we don't. We don't. We can do whatever the fuck we want because this news with Shoy. You know what I'm saying? The State of the Union is strong, motherfucker. I'm gonna say that shit at least like 5 times before the State of the Union happens. It excites me. I like eventful shit. Love the World Cup. Love the Super Bowl. You know, I love shit like that. I really love the World Cup. World Cup, Champions League. Super Bowl is really cool. Like I used to really love the Super Bowl, but more of a soccer fan now, football fan. But the State of the Union is fucking strong. I loved seeing any of our presidents be on that stage. I think it's really cool. You know, it's a lot of posturing. You know, it's always one-sided and shit. There's so much to say about this presidency, and it's cool. It's cool. I've never been this engaged in my life in politics. You know, I've always followed it, but I guess also being here in New York, you know, when you're in the United States, when I'm not in the United States, I don't pay attention to shit. I don't give a damn. If anything, I'm paying attention to the government and whose country I'm in. I watch news. I try to read. I'll read headlines, you know. But yeah, I don't really think about the United States. But I guess since I'm here, you know, kind of how you look at it, something like that. Oh Lord, they don't want communication. They just want you to listen to them run their mouth. Let's go. Look, we don't need fighting words, all right? Our Russia and Ukraine are already fighting and shit. Why you guys want to fight over here? Yeah, it's something like that too. Oh, actually, you guys aren't fighting. You guys are agreeing. That's hilarious. Look, absolutely. I love it. I love the question. Yeah, so yo, this is how it works, right? And I'm not trying to sound patronizing. I'm just spelling it out, right? Like we said earlier. The consumer isn't stupid. The consumer is very smart. Comes from a very smart place. And most of the answers out there in life are very simple. If you even think about the most profound questions, other than like, does God exist or why do we exist? Stuff like that. Like almost all the other answers like are out there, right? Battle of the Roses. I forget what the fuck that is. Oh, I forget about Battle of the Roses. You tell me, what is it? I forgot Battle of the Roses. What the fuck? Actually, I don't even know what the hell happened in Battle of the Roses. I have no fucking idea. That just sounds mad dope though. How the hell were roses involved? Why was it called War of the Roses? Oh, that's dope. I don't even know how I could say that's dope, as in like, it's fucking war, but it is what it is. That sounds pretty cool. I think I've seen that before, but because War of the Roses is so common. So thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, hell yeah. So back to the tariffs. Yeah, it's a great question, and I've been itching to talk about it. Ah, interesting. It's an allegory for when men and women fight. War of the Roses. But that has nothing to do with Battle of the Sexes, right? I guess maybe it could have that. That's interesting. But yeah, that's good. You're teaching us something, so I appreciate it. I wish I heard more stuff like this. They don't want communication. They just want you to listen to them run their mouth, right? They just want, yeah. And look, I know that, right? To be fair with you, I do know that. But when you hear it, recency matters. That's number one. There's no numbers. It doesn't matter. Recency matters. So hearing it lately matters, right? We forget things. We're adults. Shit happens. I guess the monotony erases a lot of like the good memory. I don't know. I don't know if I could say that. Anyway, um, yeah, but these are interesting lessons. I wish we could have this like over like a drink, or like I wish I heard this in person. It's beautiful. But even the fact that you guys share it, it means something. It can happen through text too. That's really cool. I wish I got those lessons in person as well. Actually, I wish for $1 trillion so that I could be like, what? I could be like, what? And you know what I'm doing? Because I don't go to a strip club. I don't like strip clubs. It's just whack. I don't even understand. I do not understand strip clubs. Anyway, I'm gonna just be doing that with my money. No, I'm not. I'm gonna, I would change the world if I had that much money. I would do good things. I don't care about shit anyway now. I could never be an opulent human being. Like, it's not even like, oh, it's wrong. Do whatever the fuck you want. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money. I'm not gonna tell you how to live. I can't tell you anything because nobody could tell you anything. I used to kind of be like against opulence. It's like, what the fuck? I don't give a shit. You're a trillionaire. You want to fucking do whatever the hell you want. Do whatever the hell you want. You're not a trillionaire. You want to do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Like, you might walk past a guy that's eating a nice, big, fat, okay? Big, fat, all right? Big, fat, yummy. Oh, you're not even ready, okay? Big, fat, yummy, crunchy. Do you see what I'm Googling right now? You know what I'm saying? Let's spell this shit out. You walk past the guy, you're just walking past that guy out in the street, and he's going like this, like this. Oh, motherfucker. He's going like this, like this. And he's settling on that shit. He's settling right on it. And then he bites, and you just see the fucking donut. The big, fat, yummy, crunchy French cruller donut. You just see this big, fat fucking donut. Which one you want? You want this one right here with the fucking white frosting? Son of a bitch. I should open up a bakery right now. I should open up a bakery just so I can make this French cruller right here. Look at this big, fat, yummy. Look at this big, fat, yummy French cruller. Fucking delicious. Oh, man. That's something you just... damn. Nice, big, fat, golden. I couldn't have found a better picture. You think it's nice and fluffy? Nah, there's density in that. Nice, big, fat, moist, dense but hollow. Oh, nice, fucking. Nothing like a fucking donut, piece of shit. Piece of shit donut, motherfucker. Oh, man. In case you haven't noticed, I got a sweet tooth. The State of the Union is strong, motherfucker. State of the Union of these French crullers. Look. I don't even want to leave this page. That is just amazing. That's amazing. It's hard to move on. It's really hard, We're just gonna come back over here. We're gonna see if we find one more. Like, we're gonna see if we, those are looking really good too. Oh, it's the same one. Same one. Different picture, but it's the same one. I mean, this is what we come back to. I mean, this was the the stream of the night right here. Stream of the night. Stupid ass fucking intro. What kind of an intro is that? If that was my intro, oh man, I wouldn't even mind if you like stopped watching, you canceled me, you know? Aren't we happy cancel culture is over? Fuck. That shit was mad annoying. I wasn't even getting canceled like that. I'm not fucking famous or anything. But you write any one thing, it doesn't matter whether you're famous or not. But you put something, you write one thing, get the fuck out of here. That's, cancel culture is fucking stupid. You scared to do anything. You scared to even breathe. I was scared to even breathe. Like, might say the wrong thing. We were so cold to one another. I was like, what the fuck? Especially when I was living outside the country and all these nations and shit in Europe, South America. The fuck? Everyone's such a loving culture. Arabs, like, the Arab culture is mad loving. Double kisses, mad sweet, mad loving. I'm not like scoffing at me at the United States. I think we're a very loving culture too, especially the South. Right? Southerners are very loving, and it's very different in the US. I think a lot of people from New York, they're like, this is how the world is. Nah, motherfucker. We're not also not stupid, but it's not that the New Yorker can't imagine that. I feel like it's not top of mind for us. And then like when we think about other, like right now, I'm living in New York and I've been to places, but I have a New York mindset right now. It's not that I don't know that there's another part of the world, but like I'm just focused on New York and like the United States and shit. So it's like, and of course we read the world news and shit on this show, and I'm always reading world news. But it's who isn't these days anyway. But again, like I just feel like we've not that we've stopped loving here, but I feel like we've become a colder country. And I feel like cancel culture was definitely part of that shit. I feel like cancel culture was definitely part of it. Yeah. I mean, not to have your comment like validate me or anything, but like, yeah. I mean, I honestly like as a man, like I actually like I also felt like very limited somewhat. If it's not even like the best word to use, but I felt like a lot more restrained. Like I felt like you can't say things in front of, I felt like you just always had to be politically correct. And I was like, man, like where's the salt? You know? Where the fuck is the salt in the world? And I'm not saying this, I'm definitely not saying it from the standpoint of a Bible or anything, but I'm not like where's the flavor of the world? That doesn't mean that we have to be gross or like negligent to one another or nasty to one another. Mean? Hell no. But it's like, where's the salt in life? Shit was whack. And I'm still a comedian, right? I'm just not performing right now. But I used to talk about that shit all the time. I mean, and I felt it through that lens. And then I also felt it like just in regular life. And I think we all have. Like, you can't say the wrong thing. You can't like always looking around like, yo, relax, motherfucker. Relax. Intentions matter. Someone once told me, she's like, Shoy, like, she's like, you gotta understand there's intent and then there's impact. And it was a very profound lesson. Very profound. And it changed my way. I'm just always reminded of it. I'm always like, yeah, sometimes it stops me from saying something or doing something, right? But at the time when she told me that, I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. Nah, I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I was like, yo, stop crying. I was like, I didn't intend to do shit. Yeah, but you impacted me different. I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. The State of the Union is strong, motherfucker. You know, it'd be really cool. And it would also be really nerve-wracking. We got to get off this fucking donut over here, okay? Check this out. You know, it'd be cool. if you were a fucking smuggler for a day? Who the fuck wants to be a drug smuggler? That shit is mad scary. But you know what? I mean, that would be, and of course, the most famous drug smuggler. Get this shit out of here. Fucking bullshit. Yo, let's just see the picture. Motherfucker. I hope you guys saw the picture for a second. We need a picture of a fucking drug mule right here. Imagine. Okay? Imagine you got the fuck is this? Look at it. A Clint Eastwood autographed Earl Stone Ford. Like, it's not even the one that they used or anything. It's just an autograph. Oh, is it? Oh, it is. It is the truck from the movie. And it's going from 3,500 euro to 5,500 euro. Anyway, what if you were a drug smuggler for a day and you were driving a Ford like this out in like Montana, driving some fentanyl over. Oh man, that's scary. Driving through Montana and you're just smuggling all these drugs. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna be scared? Well, that's the point. That's the point of being a drug smuggler for a day. It's gonna shake you up. It's gonna rile you up. You're gonna get a little scared. You're gonna be like, oh shit. I'm a drug dealer. And I could get caught by the cops. I could ruin my whole life. But that's the point. The point is to knock you off your game. So you realize, yo, you ain't shit, you little bitch. So get up, and the next day you go to work. What am I talking about? Who knows? Who cares? But that's how I humble myself. So now I put myself in this crazy deranged situation that I'm a fucking drug muler driving through Montana. And it's scary as shit. And I got the cops chasing after my ass. What you gonna do now? Nothing. You better keep on driving or you're gonna fucking get caught. You better drive for these 24 hours. That is scary as shit. And then you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my God, it was just a nightmare. It was just a nightmare. Oh my God. I shouldn't say that. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then you're like, oh shoot. It was just a nightmare. Your wife, she's like, honey, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I think so. Honey, it was just a nightmare. And you're like, yeah, I think so. I think so. Maybe it was. She's like, honey, it's okay. Go back to sleep. And you're like, okay. All right. Because you just thought you were a fucking drug mule. You know how fucking scary that is? She's got to calm your ass down. You were just driving in Montana. Okay? She's got to make sure that you're okay. Because she's a good wife. And then you wake up in the morning and you snap out of it and you're like, oh shit. Damn, that nightmare, that shit was mad real. You sitting in the bathroom, you're like, damn, that shit was fucking real, that nightmare, yo. Fuck, that shit was crazy. And then you go, you brush your teeth, you get out, and you're like, damn. You walk into the kitchen, you about to make your coffee, and you're like, damn, that nightmare, that shit was crazy. I was a fucking drug mule. I was fucking driving my Ford in the Montana. Damn. And you can't even remember the dream because it was a fucking nightmare dream. You forget about it right away. But you know that you were driving that car in Montana. And the dream starts to become more and more faint because it was just a dream. It was just a dream. Hopefully a wet dream. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to fucking dream, I barely dream. But if I'm going to dream, hopefully it's a wet dream. The fuck? I hope I get fully drenched. Nah, I don't. Nobody wants to clean that shit up. You know what I'm saying? If I sweat a lot at night, sometimes I'm like, fuck. Dirty ass sheets. But me, listen, if that shit happens on a Tuesday, I gotta wait until Sunday to do my laundry. I could change the sheets on Saturday, but I gotta wait. That's how guys think. That's how guys think, I fucking hate quotes like that. This is how women think, or this is how guys think. I do be reading the women's one though, because I'm like, what? But that's not how you really learn a lesson. Somebody's got to tell you it. You can't. I mean, the information out there is valuable, but there's no substitute for human contact, no matter which way you put it, no matter which way you spell it out, no matter whatever. But you can learn. I would say the best medium is still somebody telling you it, because you could learn a ton of shit from your friends through your phone and everything. But the best way is, of course, learning it in person. There's no substitute for that. It's the most beautiful thing that you can have, is doing things in person. What is this, a Shoy show or a cryathon? It doesn't matter. You were just in fucking Montana driving your fucking Ford. You're a drug mule for 24 hours. And this is your fate. Your wife wakes you up. Honey, it was just a nightmare. Okay. You go to the bathroom, thinking about it. You walk out. You're in the kitchen now. You step out of that door. And you take a breath. Because meditation is good. It is right. And you say, you know what? I think I'm gonna go get me a big fat French cruller. Yeah. You know why? Because I wasn't no fucking drug mule. I wasn't in trouble at all. And I know I'm free to do whatever I want to do. So I'm going to cancel my meetings. I'm going to go into work late. And I'm going to go to the best bakery in town. And I'm going to say, give me your big, fat, yummy, crunchy, fucking filthy, nasty French cruller. And they're going to be like, I'm sorry, sir. We don't have French crullers. And you're going to be like, then give me the fucking next best thing, you son of a bitch. It's not your fault, but you're fucking up my life and my dream. Because if you go somewhere, like after thinking about what the thing is going to be like, and you show up and it's not there, you're going to raise hell. You better raise hell. Especially this French cruller. Yeah, because you realize, hey, I'm free. I'm not in prison. I can eat what I want when I want. That looks delicious. Where were we? You know? Like, how did we even get there? How? How do we get to the French car? You know, because shit happens. Shit happens. You know, you go from being in Montana, you're driving the Ford. You're like, what the fuck is going on over here? All right, hold on. I want to address a couple things. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Number one, the tariffs. Let's talk about the tariffs. This was a comment from earlier. Are you worried about these tariffs? Yeah, man. And again, the answers are very easy. The answers are very easy in life. They're not like, I'm just saying, like, yes, absolutely. We're not stupid consumers. We are going to see the prices of goods and services go up. And that's not good because once you so again, it takes no complex thinking or even like rationalizing. What the fuck is a 25% tariff? Who is paying that? It's very simple. You're just putting an additional tax on things. Why? But here's the more fundamental point that I think is worth making. Why do we, well, there's a lot of questions, but why do we trade in the first place? It's even more fundamental than why do we have the tariffs? Why do we trade in the first place? Why? Simply because whoever we're trading with can do it better, faster, cheaper, stronger. We're still not getting complicated here because I'm telling you, the average consumer already knows this. Sometimes we just don't like rationalize it this way, but this is what's happening, right? So we say because you can do it cheaper, the US is gonna do jobs of higher value. Because guess what? We're in New York, right? I'm in New York. We can grow bananas in New York. We can grow anything in New York. Of course, we have the technology, even if we were missing something. We can grow it in New York. At the price that we would grow it, it's not how much a banana would be. It's who's growing the bananas, of course, how much of the price of bananas, because that affects the economy and just so many underlying factors. But it's not necessarily the price of bananas, but how how are we going to cultivate it? How are we going to harvest it? The like what are the costs associating with farming bananas? So we could do it in New York, but the cost would be X amount, right? If we get those bananas from Ecuador, South Africa, wherever, anywhere in the world, then they make the bananas cheaper and we can do jobs that cost more money. I love giving this example. Why doesn't LeBron James make pizzas? Simply because he's making $80 million a year. And if LeBron James is not making $80 million a year and he instead makes pizzas, he's going to make $20,000 a year, let's say, or $40,000 a year as a pizza maker. So he'd be leaving like almost $80 million on the table, 79,999, whatever. So it pays for us to trade with other countries. So when you apply tariffs, you're already disincentivizing us from trading because you're raising prices. And that's why everybody keeps repeating, who pays the tariffs? Who pays the I wasn't saying anything novel there. Who pays the tariffs? Everybody knows that this is just a tax on us, essentially. And Canada just retaliated the moment that the tariffs went into effect at midnight on Tuesday, March 4th, midnight Eastern or whatever. And then now they Canada tariffed like, I don't know, 100 billion in goods. I think it says it here. They tariff like 100 billion, something like, or 30 billion, something like that, with 25% as well. And then Mexico's weighing new tariffs, and they're going to apply tariffs on Sunday. We hit China with another 10% from the 10% that they had before, from when Trump was in office, and now it's 20%. And that doesn't help anybody because you're just raising the cost of goods and services. And you guys are, you're mentioning eggs and shit over here. And one of the eggs are weird though, because let me tell you something. If you guys know what BJ's is, it's kind of like Costco. And so in my local supermarket over here, they're selling, not in BJ's, but in like my local supermarket, I saw eggs, like it was like the higher price eggs, like 18 eggs, it was like $36. And then I saw other eggs and it was like they were like $13. Like the regular eggs or whatever, they were like $13. But there were eggs that were like $36. Anyway, my mother went to BJ's and she saw it and she's like, the eggs are like one more dollar. So it also depends on where you're shopping too, you know? So Trump took some jabs at he called Prime Minister Trudeau, he called him Governor Trudeau, just saying that they're going to be the 51st state. I've been reading a lot of shit online, like a lot of comments and everything, and Canadians are really disgusted. And honestly, look, man, I kind of don't have a problem with what Trump is saying or how he's saying it, but they're really offended. And I don't know if he knows that. I think he does know that, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe he's serious. I don't know. He throws ideas out there. Who knows? I'm sure some people would like to join the United States and Canada as well. I would like that. As an American, I would like that. If more alliances mean peace, then I would like that. Not even peace. I mean, peace first and foremost. But again, if we had better trade agreements, that benefits our economies. You're just making things expensive, and you're just going to raise inflation, which we have enough of right now. Inflation has not gone away. We always have consistent inflation. Inflation is good at 2 to 3%. Anything above that is not good for the economy. And if you don't know why inflation is good, let me know and I'll explain why. But I assume everybody understands why inflation is good and why we actually strive to have inflation. Yeah, someone said, one of my friends said, cancel culture is the most toxic cancer to enter our society. Yeah, I mean, see, the problem with cancel culture is like, it almost, and you know what, not to be brass here, but like, it almost took away our balls, And I said this earlier, like, whatever fucking pictorial depiction this is on screen, this is cancel culture. But yeah, this shit is whack. Always being judged, always being scared. Anyway, I'm happy to not even talk about it anymore. I'm happy to not talk about it. I'm happy to, I think we grew a new skin, a new thicker skin as a nation. And it's like, yo, relax. Everybody calm down. All right? Here's the problem with being politically correct all the time. Guess what? It's never going to happen. We're fucking human. What are you, crazy? You're the crazy one if you think we can always be politically correct as shit. That's how it was. It's like, yo, what the fuck am I doing over here? I can't sit down. What do we do when we get together? We're supposed to laugh, cry, joke around with each other, be stupid, whatever. That's what's supposed to be happening. We reached a fucking point. Forget about all this this like, more elaborate conjecture. Fuck that. What are you supposed to do when you're amongst people? You're supposed to have your guard down. You're supposed to say and do and whatever and chill with whomever you are in confidence. Cancel culture invaded even those most intimate moments. It was like, yo, what the fuck? I can't say what? I can't do what? I can't even scratch my ass. Like that's what cancel culture was to me. And I could never really like think to articulate it that way. But now that it's in the past, I think I can. It was always so fucking grotesque. We're humans as shit, you know? I don't want you to fart in front of me, but if you fart, I'm gonna just be like, whatever. But let me tell you something. You might think, oh, farting is an exaggeration of it. Of course it is, right? We're talking about like when you're being politically correct. It's just like, nah, trying to say the right thing every time. But even farting, because cancel culture kind of dehumanizes you. It tells you to stop acting like a human. No, it doesn't. It just tells you to course correct, It just you just gotta walk on this path. Shut the fuck up. Walk on the straight and narrow? Are you kidding me? Like it's unreasonable, you know? And that's the problem that I have with cancel culture. That shit was mad stupid. So I feel like, we got some oomph back. We're now all this guy, this boisterous American, Donald J. Trump. That's what we're all like now. That's who represents us. And that's how it goes, And hopefully he does a good job. And it is what it is. And the world ain't over. And I'm sure he's going to try his best. He's going to do his thing, just like Biden did. And that's how it goes. The least that you really have to worry about is the presidency. I think the only, well, that's not necessarily true, but I think you're only invested in politics if you read and watch about it. That's why sometimes, like, I love talking about politics. Like, I'm just very interested in it. But, like, at the same time, it's like, I don't like putting that top of mind for people because it's just perpetuating shit that we shouldn't even care about. Because guess what? If you don't read about this shit, if you don't read about this, you don't watch it, you don't digest it in any fashion, you're not going to give a shit about it. And you know what I'm saying. You just won't care. Whatever you put in front of yourself, you're going to consume yourself with. That's why it's just better to read, right? Read a book. Books are better. Read a physical book. But whatever, we gotta do the Shoy show. You want me to read a book? Nah. Okay. I want to show you what the fuck happened with the market today because I was tense all day. If you're following the market, this was the S&P 500 today. Shit was wild. So I don't follow, of course I follow the S&P 500, but I'm following my basket of stocks and I'm mainly in technology. The market was up as much as like 2% today and then dropped down as much as like 1%. Anyway, but you could just see this trajectory, how everything went up and then everything fell back down. There's like insane rotations right now. If you want to see like the 5-day chart on so this is where we've been going. We're very close to 10% correction. So if you're looking at your 401k, you'll be seeing that it's probably falling right now. You're probably losing money. And I've been really stressed out because everybody's saying, is it the tariffs? Is it Is it just overvaluations, right? And I think it's a combination of everything. I think the Russia Ukraine news is good news. Zelensky, if you have not been paying attention, Zelensky himself, especially, like, I follow him on X. He is, since that happened on like Thursday, he's been tweeting like crazy. He tweets a lot anyway, but like he's been tweeting, and like he's been like his account is followed very much, right? I don't know that Trump is always writing his own tweets. I think Trump just tells somebody and then they write the tweet, you know? I mean, I don't know that Trump would. Maybe he is writing his own tweets. I don't freaking know. I doubt it. But anyway, you can see. So we had February was a down month. We went from all-time highs, and now we're at 52-week lows, I believe. No, we're at 3-month lows. So this is where we were. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. If you guys see that. Anyway, the market is falling. Write your own narrative. I always say that. You know, you could say the market is going down because oil is down. You could say the market's going down because oil's up. Anything. You could say Russia, Ukraine. You could say tariffs with China, tariffs with whomever. You could say that there's heightened geopolitical tensions. You could say that there isn't enough deregulation, so there haven't been enough mergers and acquisitions. Anyway, market's down right now. It's been very stressful throughout February. It's been very stressful so far in the month of March. And I'll tell you on specific stocks, I'm going to show you what NVIDIA did today. So I am an owner of NVIDIA. I own it for my mother as well. NVIDIA, I'm going to show you like the last, probably like the last 5 days. So these are Japanese candlesticks. If you're not familiar, green means up and red means down. If you see a wick at the bottom, like that little, you know, the wick, like a candle, the little wick, you know, the little wick. If you see a little wick, that means that's how far the price stretched, but then it closed in the red or green box. All right, enough of that shit. Anyway, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA opens the day today, right? It opens the day down. Yesterday, it dropped down to 108. Then today, it jumped up to 119, right? Almost 10%. And then it dropped down to 115 and it retreated back up to 118. That's where it's sitting at right now up here. Just doing amazing right now. Well, I mean, it's still struggling on the year. I'll show you another one. I'm an owner of ServiceNow. It's a great software company. So they fell dramatically throughout the day, down to 880. They jumped back up to 900. Now, I don't look at daily charts like this. I'm just trying to show you like the roller coaster that happened today. The markets have been extremely volatile right now. In case you don't follow the VIX, which is our volatility index, anything over 15 is kind of like, all right, people are really trading. There's a lot more volume in the market. And you can see here, not only 15 minutes, but actually, yeah. No, wait. No. Not 15 minutes. Let's go to... So the last 3 days, the VIX jumped from 19. It jumped to 26 today in the morning. That's very high. Anything over 20 is very, very high. You could use 20 as the benchmark. But honestly, anything under 15 means everything's nice and quiet. So we have a lot of volatility in the market. That means people are trading. If you go back a few weeks, February 26th, or even month to date. So, sorry, year to date, since the beginning of January, we were pretty much at like, I would say around like 17, 18. We jumped to 26 today. So there was a lot of volatility. That means a lot of shares were being traded and the market was dropping. You had a lot of stocks that were dropping. So you start questioning things, right? Because this morning I was like, yo, you know, like I support Trump. You know, I support him. Like, I'm like, I want our president to do good because I want a good economy. I'm gonna support whoever. But at the same time, I was like, yo, Trump, what you doing, motherfucker? I see the market going down. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro? That's where my loyalty lies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Let me I should have removed myself. Thanks, good call. We could do that right there. Yeah, I mean, but the blue chips are even failing right now, right? So like one of the best stocks in the market, someone's asked it like best egg stock in the market. You could buy some agriculture. You could buy egg futures if you believe eggs are gonna stay up. Meta is gold here. Meta, you know, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Meta's gold. I think Meta is just absolute gold. It went to all-time highs at 740. I made money on it for me and a few people. Going up is dropping right now. You could buy this stock with open hands. I mean, this stock is just amazing. Meta is such a good stock. And remember, like, look, guys, I tell everyone this. You know, don't be foolish, right? The risk free trades, U.S. Treasury bonds, or a high yield savings account will give you 5%. You could also do like a bond ETF where you're getting. What the fuck is that? Right? I'll show you really quick, like bond ETFs, right? I mean, this Vanguard Total Bond Market ETF, if you could see this, let me zoom in. Why isn't it telling? So your expense ratio is what you're going to pay on an annual basis to turn over the portfolio or when they trade. So no, on average, it's whatever you're holding, like, or every month you're going to be charged 0.03%. That's up 1%. It's not 3% of the whole trade. So they're taking a fraction of the money. I'm trying to find the dividend yield. I mean, what the fuck? Why wouldn't it show the dividend yield? Stupid. Anyway. Let's go here. Okay, let's try this one. iShares. I mean, what is the? I guess we could just do HYBB. HYBB. It'll show it here. So let me see their fundamentals. We'll go up here. So look, I mean, you can't really see this shit, but their dividend yield is 6.22%. So just by holding these shares, you're going to make 6% a year, which is great. That's a great dividend yield, right? No, you should always buy ETFs. You should always buy ETFs. And Meta is cool, and Meta is cool, but Meta is a great company. I feel like Meta has a competitive advantage over anyone you could even, like, I mean, honestly, Meta's number one, right? There's just too much. There's too much. I think every social media platform. I'm on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Instagram right now, but every platform has like its capabilities and its like value proposition. But honestly, like Meta just has so much. They have Dana White on their board of directors right now. They have a lockdown on people's time, on people's equity, their lives. And like I actually stopped investing in Meta for like honestly just a few months, not even that long. Because I was like, fuck, like they're such a good company, but like at the same time, I don't really agree with them morally. But that's besides the point. Anyway, Meta is a great company. I was very big on Microsoft. I'm moving away from Microsoft. I don't really agree with their strategy right now. Um, but yeah, I mean, so right now, like, where do you think we're positioned in the market? This is the stock market, right? This is the S&P 500. So where do you think we're positioned? Like, what does this mean to you based on where we've been at? The last 2 years, the S&P 500 has returned 25% each year. So if you didn't make 25% both of those years, then you would have left money on the table, technically. So like based on where that is, based on your own personal experience in your life, based on how things feel at work, prices when you shop. What do you like? What's your perspective or rationalization on the economy? That's like the question, right? I mean, you could look at this chart all day. You could talk about it, which is important as well. But how do you feel about the economy is most important. And if you don't feel that good about the economy, right? Because I'm addressing this here, you should always be invested in ETFs. But because what are ETFs? They're exchange traded funds, which are derivatives of a basket of stocks. So you're already diversified. You might be diversified across industries like the S&P 500 is, or you might be diversified just amongst a group of stocks that people say have something in common. There's usually a theme or a thesis behind an ETF. Like like the best technology stocks, with the highest, the top 50 technology stocks in the United States for US technology. Bang, ETF. Now you're going to buy that. But then there's different weightings. They could be equally weighted. Anyway, on days like this, it makes the most sense to buy. I mean, you would have bought it before. If you think the market isn't, if you think the market is going to perform, you're going to buy SPY, right? You're not going to buy the SP 500. You're going to buy the ETF off of the S&P 500, which is this, right? SPY. You're just going to buy these shares. Right now, it's at $581 a share. Your yield is 1.36%. So you're going to make a 1.36% on your money for the year, give or take. And then the market could also go up and you could make 25% like you did last year. So, which is great. You're going to buy SPY. You're going to buy the stock market. This is the stock market, right? SPY or Dow, but you're going to buy SPY. If you think the market is performing, you're going to buy a high quality bond ETF that's going to give you 6.2% every year and could go up in value as well, especially if the market drops. What do you want to lock in? Lastly, you can make 5% in a high yield savings account or a CD. And I would never agree in CDs or anything, but the market never returns 5%. The last time we were returning 5%, I believe, was over 20 years ago, before the last financial, like before 2008. If you're getting 5% in a checking account or a savings account, invest there. You're beating inflation and you have to take on no additional risk. And you know what? Everything's expensive, right? Everything's expensive, but there's you're going to get used to it. And I think that's a little harsh, but you know what? That's just the way things go. You're just going to get used to prices being that high. That's why when Trump and like everyone was saying like, oh, prices are when Trump was saying prices are going to come down, prices will never come down. Once prices go up, prices do not come down. Never. We never have deflation. Never. Ever. Even what they called it disinflation, the slowing of inflation. But we still had inflation. And inflation is good, right? Inflation is not necessarily bad. Actually, it is good. It's not even that. It's not necessarily. It's good objectively. The State of the Union is strong. So if you're not going to watch, I'm going to be watching at 9 o'clock, an hour and 45 minutes from now. We are going to be watching State of the Union. And you know what Trump is going to say? He's going to say, I'm the best. I did this. I did that. This country be nothing without me. He's going to talk his shit, which is good. You know, I'm cool with that. That's cool with me. Talk your shit, boast, do your thing. And, you know, we're just going to watch and we're going to be like, all right, cool. Maybe we get some chips. Maybe we get some dip. Okay, check this out. This is big news. BlackRock, which a lot of people have like conspiracy theorist vibes about, they struck a deal to bring ports on both sides of the Panama Canal under American control. I don't even know the significance of this because I was at the Panama Canal like a few years ago, and like I just did one of those visits, and like I'm just, it's certainly not anything with security because it's like no fucking. I mean, there is security, but like it doesn't even fucking matter, right? This has everything to do with money. I mean, controlling the port is one thing, but I believe the U.S. could put a presence virtually anywhere in the world, unabated. No one would even question them. So this is way more about security. And maybe Trump just really likes the Panama Canal. But the fact that he even fought for this, I mean, you guys know where the Panama Canal, I mean, let's look it up, right? It's so central to security, but it was never under threat anyway. Right? That's the Panama Canal over here. It was never under threat. Right? Where all the ships cross. I don't know. We wanted more control. I don't know. I will tell you something though. A map is really sexy. Okay? Sorry, I realized I wasn't showing you guys the Panama Canal. So yeah, down there. I mean, it's a very strategic piece of land, right? So you can, who knows why Trump wanted it, but I do think it's smart. I don't think he just said that shit either. I think also like he probably had a gripe with it. He sounds like he has a gripe with it. But I think owning that piece of land, not that I want to take anything from anyone or whatever, I kind of just see where he's coming from on that. It's like Russia taking Crimea. I mean, look at how central that is in the Black Sea. You guys recall this, right? This was in 2014. That's Russia. That's Ukraine. I mean, that's such an essential piece of land. So anyway, so BlackRock struck a deal to bring ports on both sides of Panama Canal under American control. So I guess Trump got what he wanted. A Hong Kong-based conglomerate has agreed to sell its controlling stake in a subsidiary that operates ports near the Panama Canal to a consortium, including BlackRock Inc., effectively putting the ports under American control after President Donald Trump alleged Chinese interference with the operations of the critical shipping lane. Maybe he knew something. Listen, man, another, like the president, you don't know what the president knows. You don't know what any of these people know. So like, we also gotta like kind of give the benefit of the doubt, kind of say like, maybe he does know something. Gulf of America? Yeah. Oh, so you guys know that the Gulf of America, right? You guys know that the Gulf of America it only shows up like this for Americans, right? That's only for Americans. Yeah, legend has it that these wars would have never started if Trump was in office. Probably. I mean, who knows? I don't know. There's no probably. We don't know. We don't know anything. Yeah, because we built the Panama Canal. I mean, cool. I just don't want problems with anybody, you know? Life's too short. What the fuck are we gonna do? Fight the world? I'm not one of these people that's like denuclearize or whatever the fuck. But I mean, guys, like we also have to be rational and reasonable here. I mean, I don't like war, but I know that war is good because war has afforded me the opportunity to thrive, to live. If you never had war, then you wouldn't be where you are today. Arguably, right? I mean, the smallest change in your life would have changed your entire timeline. So when I think about war, it's very difficult for me to just be like, yeah, I mean, it's not difficult for me. War is stupid and we should always have peace. However, it is necessary and it always has been. That's been demonstrated over time. You can't argue against that. I mean, anything you place against it would be a fallacy. It's like because the war, because of war, because of war. Absolutely. I love that question. Absolutely. Just fucking ask away. I'll be like, hey, I need more money. Either that or look for another job. Fuck that shit. In this rat race, we played a rat race video the other day. In this rat race, you better go get yours. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even like that because we only need a little food and shelter in our lives. We don't need a lot of money. But, your time, my time goes to the highest bidder, period. So, yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want war. But is it necessary? Yes. And that sucks to even have to say. But yes, it does. Or it is. And you should definitely not only negotiate your own salary, you should ask for a salary bump periodically. But I do think it's better to get another job. You rehearse, you drop one line. I need money. You could even lie. You could even be like, yo, like, I got a sickness in the family, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. Hey, you don't even have to say that. I wouldn't even say that. I can't even lie like that. But you could say, hey, I'm trying to buy a house and, market rate is X amount. They're usually underpaying you, chances are. You could always make a case for a raise and be like, and I do this and you see me doing this and I really do care, but I'm asking you if I got a raise. And if they say, sorry, we can't do that, you'd be like, all right, motherfucker, little piece of shit. I know you never liked me, motherfucker. Fucking bitch. I never liked you too. You don't want to give me a raise? I ain't worth it? Bitch. Unionize. That's when you take out the guns and you bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm saying? Get some Elmer Fudd up in here. You know what I'm saying? Bang, bang, bang. Give me a gift of this shit. Why not? Why not? We got to get to some fucking news, though. Like, shut up. I'm not playing no ads unless they're paying me.
Hold you cowardly rabbits! Bang, bang! And I'll pour you to smithereens! Come on out now and let me see the color of your sporting blood. Okay, drop it. Say your prayers. I'm gonna blast you. I know you in there. Come on out.
Did someone knock? What's up, Doc?
Now I got you rabbit.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Rabbit. I got something for you.
For me? Well, let me have it.
I'll let you have it. Here it is. I got you now, you rabbit. I'm gonna blow you into a million rabbit cutlets.
Well, what do you know? No more acting.
Wolver. He who laughs west.
I say it's duck season, and I say fire!
I'm giving you to the count of 5 to apologize to me publicly for calling me stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh man, that was so awesome. Gotta love it. Got to love it. And if you don't love it, it's fine. It's your life. It's okay. You do what you want. You do what you want, baby. Isn't that what Trump is doing with these financial negotiations? Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Trump is very rational. He's definitely a genius. He's not stupid at all. I definitely think Trump knows what he's doing. I mean, in his books, I've read several excerpts from them. I mean, the guy definitely knows what he's doing. I think Trump really understands behavioral psychology. I think he understands why people act the way that they do and how they will function. And I think he understands how to deploy it. And I think there's certainly, it almost feels like there has to be an element of manipulation there. Like, personally, let me tell you something. A lot of people told me, like, I'm convincing throughout my life. They're like, yo, people will listen to you, you know? And I always come from a good place too. So I feel like part of it is that, right? Not that I think people do, but like, like when I share something with people, they're usually interested. Let's just say that, right? There's nothing wrong with saying that. Politically correct, cancel culture. Anyway, so when I share it, right, you believe me. And I understand that, right? So I personally, and I think everyone can, I think you know how you can manipulate people. Like, yo, very easily. If you tell somebody I love you, like let's say you were really invested in somebody and you were like, I love you. And you were really telling them that you love them, but you didn't love them. You don't think you could deceive that person? Of course you can. I'm talking about like you're really putting on, I mean, you want to call it acting? Call it acting. I'm talking about like complete deceit. You could pull that off very easily. And it would be a sad thing to see, right? Because you don't ever want to see a human being betray another human being unless it's fucking Friday night or Sunday night, not Friday night, Sunday night, and you got a whole bunch of snacks and you like, what? He cheated on who? She cheated on what? She cheated with who? And you like, damn, and you just eating the shit out of those chips. And then you like, damn, they cheated on what? So anyway, you could definitely manipulate and trick people. I think Trump is very aware of that. And not trick. I don't want to use that word. I think that's fairly, it's disrespectful and it's disparaging. And I wouldn't like to use that word, but like, and I wouldn't like to use that word because I don't like disrespecting the president at all. I think he really understands the human element of not negotiation, of certainly the art of deal making. There is an art to it. He certainly has that. He is like phenomenal. Number one. He could teach you how to do it a certain way. Like his way will work for sure in this world. But it's more than that because it's not always about deal making. People love the guy Like, people really love him. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? People love presidents all the time, right? He has a way of making a connection. I feel like part of that shit is that he's from New York. He would not be the same person if he was not from New York. Not that like New Yorkers are the best or anything. Nah, get the fuck out of here. But part of that is from New York. You know, it's all things. It's his entire persona. So I feel like what he's doing with these he's made so many deals. We're gonna have like, we've already secured in like his first 6 weeks, even, and I don't care whether it happens or it doesn't or whatever. We've already secured over $1.5 trillion in investment in the United States. Like, secured. That means people said, very reputable investors said on TV, we're investing 500 billion. Apple, CEO of SoftBank, Japanese investment fund. Oracle, and OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. I mean, he's getting investment, right? So he's a master deal maker for sure. And I think what Trump is doing is, I think he has a very sound approach. And you know what the good news is about it? He doesn't have to manufacture it. Trump is who he is, like, and that's what people love about him. And he does it seamlessly. And yeah, I think that is the strategy to negotiate the world economy. Absolutely. And I think with more deals, you have more peace. So overall, like, everyone's complaining about like the Russia Zelensky meeting, right? Which was in like in the Oval Office, right? And it's like, man, I thought even that meeting, I don't know if you heard, but he said today, he's like, he regrets. I guess, look, I don't think Zelensky was wrong at all here, right? He's being bullied. He was being bullied. I thought Trump was very stern. I like how Trump, approached it. I mean, you don't really want to see that. You don't want to see people fighting. It was interesting that it played out in the media. That's never happened before. Never like that. Like, no political pundit ever said, like, that's covered the White House. They were like, this is probably the craziest thing they've ever seen. But you know what? It's interesting. That was diplomacy right there. Him putting it right on camera. And Trump even said, that's why it's important to listen to the whole thing. You can't take sound bites. You'll never get the perspective. Even then, you weren't even there, but it's the best you could do. Watch the whole thing. And he even says at the end, he's like, I'm glad some of this played out in front of the media because I want people to see, what's happening. I don't think Zelensky's wrong at all. He's being bullied. Somebody came into his backyard. And then, Vance, I thought, was fairly weak. I mean, I like Vance. And I thought him stepping in was a good show of force. But, when Zelensky said, and let's go to the video in case you're going to see it. I'm really interested in the
What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing.
TurboTax full service was.
Yo, TurboTax ain't paying me.
Ceasefire.
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it?
Go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know Pennsylvania and campaign for the opposition in October, offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Military. And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval? I have been to scripts to the front lines because you have
gas control. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count one.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on.
Don't like it. So what he's referencing, in case you don't know, is there's videos of people, soldiers that got drafted to the Ukrainian army, and what they did was they went and you got soldiers grabbing them and throwing them in cars. Let me tell you something. If we had a draft in the United States and I didn't join the military, they will come and arrest me, right? I will have to go to jail. I have to go to prison. If there was a draft and they called my name and I didn't go, I would go to prison and they would arrest me. What's the difference? And guess what? If I resisted arrest, they would beat my ass. So I actually like how Trump, listen, I like Trump, I like Vance. So I like how they handled it. I mean, it is what it is how they handled it. It was certainly loud and boisterous and, powerful. Some might call it pomp. I feel bad for Zelensky. I love Ukraine. What's there not to love? It's sad. They've been at war, 3 years? It's fucking sad. I mean, people are dying. They leveled, all their cities. But for him to come in here and this is what I didn't like about this one thing with Vance. Zelensky said, "Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say these things?" And he's just like, "Mr. President, I've watched the stories." It's like, come on, bro. You've watched something. And JD Vance has traveled around the world. You're going to say you watched something? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? You don't know shit about it. First of all, you definitely don't know shit about it. I don't care if you lived there for a year. You still don't know shit about it. Second of all, you weren't there. You don't even know what the fuck is happening over there in Ukraine. I think if Trump and again, I like Trump and Vance, right? I'm rooting for them. I want them to do well. But honestly, I think it would be a very good showing if they actually went to Ukraine and they went to Russia. They would probably do both, right? But I think it would be good if, and I know that, they're very busy, but I think that would be a very sound move. If you really want to get it resolved, that would mean something, them showing a presence. But look, I mean, they're already talking about ending the war right now. Zelensky came out and said today, "I would like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. None of us wants an endless war." I think he's realizing, I think Zelensky is realizing now that, we pulled back all weapons, all money. They're not getting any American support right now. And he says Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. But you also got to understand, somebody came into his house and stole everything and broke everything and killed everybody. The other thing is, if you actually watched this now famous video, a lot was lost in translation. You could tell Even when Trump says you're playing cards, you're playing cards. He's like, I'm not playing cards. He's like, I'm a president in war. And he's like, you're playing cards, you're playing with World War III. There was definitely a huge language barrier. And Zelensky knows English, but he'll ask his translator for a few words, but it's not the same. You know, the way Americans talk, the way Europeans talk, we're infamously like the loud ones. And then like Europeans are like the more quiet ones, the more reserved ones. At least that's how it's like, you know, that's how I guess they like label it or whatever. But anyway, this is Zelensky coming back and saying, hey, we want to come back to the table. We stand ready to work under Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. Maybe he went back. I'm sure he went back, saw the video, consulted with his team, and they probably said, wow, like that meeting was disastrous. And Russia, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but Russia said Russia agrees to help Trump communicate with Iran on nuclear issue. It's interesting. I mean, Trump famously said, I don't know why we can't get along with Russia. There's also like conspiracy reports out there that call Trump a Russian agent. What the fuck does that even mean? Let me tell you something. Everywhere you go, including the United States, you're going to be paid bribes. And you're going to take those bribes because that's the way shit gets done. Maybe you don't even ask for the money, but people give you the money they give you the money just as a gesture. It is a bribe, but that's the way shit gets done. That's okay. There doesn't always have to be a bribe. There doesn't have to be a bribe. There doesn't have to not be a bribe. As long as the work gets done. So yeah, I know a lot of Trump supporters are like throwing Zelensky's like name in the mud. Again, he was a president that didn't want war. War showed up at his doorstep. He turns into a wartime hero and president. And right now he's just looking for certain concessions. And if that means joining NATO, which really started the war, that started the war. We would never allow Russia to put bases or military in Mexico. That was the equivalent of Ukraine joining NATO. And if you recall, all these other countries joined NATO and Russia made the move to invade Ukraine. And that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm not justifying it. Yeah, I mean, come on, with like, have you ever tried pickled eggs? Let me tell you something. If you don't have pickled eggs right now, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. All right? Because don't be bringing up fucking pickled eggs and not having pickled eggs. You better have some fucking pickled eggs right now. Pickled eggs are delicious, mouth-watering, nice and tangy, motherfucker. You know what else I love? Nice big fat pickled egg. What? Give me a picture. Right here. Here you go, guys. Nice pickled egg. Nice and purple from what? The vinegar and the salt and the motherfucker. Hey, nice pickled egg. What else with what? What you want? A graham cracker next to it? You're like, graham cracker? What? Ew. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck what I'm putting in front of you right now. Because you got a pickled egg, your mouth is going to perk up. It's going to be like, and I give you a nice graham cracker, you can be like, yeah, nice big fat fucking crunchy graham cracker. Let's go. The State of the Union is now. Nice big fat pickled egg. Nice big fat yummy crunchy graham cracker. Come on, guys. You see how I get down? He might be a narcissist, yeah. I mean, yo, but I don't even like that word because who the fuck isn't a narcissist? Like, look up the definition of narcissist. I mean, after you're done eating this graham cracker, let's look up the definition of narcissist real quick. I mean, come on. A narcissist is someone with narcissistic personality disorder, a mental health condition that involves an exaggerated sense of self-importance and lack of empathy. I mean, come on. First of all, break this shit down. The definition's right here. An exaggerated sense of self-importance. You're telling me that sometimes you don't remind yourself, like, hey, you're good, you're a good person, attractive, you're intelligent. Like, you should reinforce those things. I self-loathe like anyone else. It's not good. So what does that mean? Does that mean exaggerated self-importance? Oh no, it's like, you think you're full of yourself, you're conceited, you're tooting your own horns. It's exaggerated. Shut the fuck up. What's exaggerated? So everybody's fucking doing this. Exaggerated sense of self-importance, right? And then lack of empathy. Come on, what empathy you got? They drop a bomb on a fucking church in the Middle East, and you just like, oh shit. What you got? You gonna use the Alfredo sauce, or you gonna use marinara tonight? Hey. Hey, what we doing? My battery's gonna fucking die. What you want right now? What you want? You want the Alfredo sauce or you want the marinara sauce? Hey. What you want? You want the Alfredo? You want the marinara? What you want? It's time for some spaghetti in State of the Union. It's good. That sounds really good. All right, I'm gonna cut this shit off, and I might come back for the State of the Union. We'll see. Have a good night, y'all.